Good evening everyone and welcome to the 2022 Sim Experience BMW M2 CS Racing Cup Season 1. This is round 2 coming to you from Road America in Wisconsin. This should be a pretty exciting event. It's a fantastic track, quite a long track, 6.5 kilometers or 4 miles. So a lap around here you're looking at just under the 2 minute 30 mark, so that's quite a lengthy lap, so lots of time to be gained, lots of time to be lost. I'm your commentator Dennis Mitchell and your broadcast director is Sim Experience SA. Of course, our event is proudly sponsored by Alwin Automotive Glass. If you have any queries with automotive glass products or aluminium, head over to www.alwin.co.za. Right, we're just heading into qualifying now. The times have been really quick so far. So 24 should be a mid to low 24, will probably be your qualifying time to beat. Mika might have a challenge getting pole tonight. Will he have the challenge in the race? So that's the main thing. He seems to be able to get beaten in qualifying, but so far he's unbeaten in his races. So let's see if we can have any action in the races. We see Chris losing it. Now Chris of course was our pace setter in the previous practice session, which let's see if we can have a look at the previous practice results. Right, so in the previous practice session Chris was on a 24.6, Jason on a 25.0, Timo on a 25.4, Jandre on a 25.6, Sean on a 25.7 and Miko on a 25.7, Rian van der Westhuizen on a 26.0. So as you can see the times are pretty hectic at the moment, so fantastic times coming in there from everyone, but it's qualifying time. Let's see who can put it all out there. So we see Chris heading into turn 1. That's usually taken in about 4th gear. It looks like he's just missed his apex and run a bit wide. You can run wide in turn 1. You won't get a penalty for it, but it will lose your time. So if you see guys running wide there, it's not the end of the world. They actually will lose time. You can get on that curb and you can actually use the curb, but if you go over the curb, you actually start to lose a little bit of speed. As you come back on, you lose a bit of momentum, and you probably lose about a tenth or two by the time you get down to turn 2, depending on how wide you've gone. Right, so if everyone in the YouTube comments could just let me know if everything's alright. Hopefully everything's running smoothly. Audio levels all okay. Good evening Denise. Denise is the first to comment tonight. Saying good luck to Mika of course. Feels strange not seeing Cleopas in the chat set. So I almost said 15. I did say 15. 19 guys so far tonight. We have some new guys and some guys that haven't returned yet. I guess there are some that might be watching the Formula 1 at the moment. Unfortunately, we set our times before realizing that we would be interfering with the Formula 1 tonight. So apologies to anyone that wanted to watch both. Hopefully you have stereo vision at home and you can have both screens up. So currently no times on the board. They will be coming across the line shortly, I'm sure. Like I said, it's quite a long lap, so 2.5 minutes on the out lap. Looking at about probably close to the 10-minute mark before we start to see the first times coming in. I know in practice I saw Adrian Lecoq had joined us. I don't see him at the moment on track, so hopefully he will make it and be able to join, unless he's having issues. I know he was joining it to the last minute and maybe he just hasn't got things sorted out to his liking yet. Rian van der Westhuizen on screen at the moment, having a really good round so far in the practice sessions. He's been up there in the times. I believe he was in the 125s early on, so certainly his strongest showing so far. I think in any of the Sim Experience events, I don't just mean in the series, Definitely showing good pace around here. But it looks like Chris and Jason are the two that are on fire at the moment. It looks like Peter Murray is possibly going to head off into the barrier. Will he save it? No, I don't think so. That's a crumpled front end on that BM, I'm sure. I'm sure his steering will be crabbing to one side now. Another one of our new drivers, Hilton, also getting the hang of the game and the more serious realism in rFactor. Struggling a little bit, but he's getting there. So as long as he keeps persevering, he'll get there. His lap times are improving, that's the main thing, as long as he's improving. As we see Sean Webber, who's now got the fastest first sector and a personal best in the second sector. So he'll be on for a 25 something, I'm sure. Let's see what it's going to be. Probably a 25.6, 25.4 maybe. Not sure why, but we didn't see that time and it didn't seem to count. It's showing that Sean is in 4th place. I'm not sure what happened to his time. Looked like he was up by a bit, but I guess he lost it in the final sector. And good evening to Lynn, who's in our chat group with us as well. Lynn greeting Jason. They're saying, let's do this. I'm getting errors with YouTube at the moment. I'm not sure why, but it's saying that there's problems with the stream. So just let me know if there's any issues with the stream, if it's not smooth or it's jerking a little bit. I'm using the same settings I use every week, so not sure why it's suddenly a problem tonight. Alright, it's saying the stream is healthy at the moment, so I'm not sure what the cause was for that. I have disabled my Discord for now. Hopefully that's it and it will now run smoothly again. I did up my game's network capacity, so perhaps that's interfering. But anyway, back to the racing. So Rocker in the comments saying Team Chris and Underwood, go, 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 go. Yes, they're doing brilliant at the moment. I see Mika Abrams is now right up in 2nd place, just behind Jason. 0.033 behind, so that's pretty close. See Jason getting a nice drift there, going under the bridge. And I think he might be catching up to Ross or possibly Hammond. I think Hammond is using Ross's skin tonight. So quite a compact mid-pack at the moment. From 7th place, Peter Geldenhuys, he's 2 seconds off, down to 15th place. There's quite a lot of time to be had. 7th till 10th is all on, well, 7th till 11th are all 2-point-odd seconds off. So pretty close. Hilker's there in 12th place. Hilker's also showing good pace here, put a lot of effort in, so good to see the times are improving. Hilker's lap times have actually been really good around here. Lots of dust being thrown up as the car's running wide everywhere. Jason doing his best to get a bit of a tow there from, I believe it's Ross. As we see Mick Abrams coming across the line, is he going to improve? No, I don't think so. Just for your information, the times that we see on the bottom right, if it's green it's a personal best, if it's purple that's the fastest overall, if it's yellow it's your slowest, or slower than your best. So currently we have Jason Underwood from Micah Abrams, from Chris Collison, from Sean Webber, from Timo Smit, then Rian van der Westhuizen, Pieter Geldenes, Jean-Andre Duppenaar, Ross Human, Stanton Augustus, Dani Stander, Jelke Verenigde, Sean Johnson, Marius van Wyk, Herman Nivert, Andre Hildebrandt. That's quite a compact field at the moment. Then we have Hilton, Nixon, Peter Murray and Harvey Goes. And I see I'm getting errors again with the stream, so apologies if the stream is getting jittery. I'm not sure why that would be. Looks like a little bit of games going on here. Mika tucking in behind Jason. Looked like Jason was sort of hesitating, not wanting him to, and Mika saying, no, after you. You have to be careful at this rate. If they slow each other down, then Chris, who's now in third place, might actually stick the lap in there and get pole from them. I'm pretty sure these two are going to have an absolutely fantastic race though. I'm going to just jump away briefly and try and change a setting. Hopefully it won't be a problem. Give me 2 seconds. Right, sorry about that. Hopefully everything is right now and hopefully it will run a bit smoother again. I've now just dropped the network settings, so hopefully everything will be smooth and perform like it should now. Although it is showing that there are issues again. My apologies for the stream at the moment. I'm not sure why it is struggling as much as it is tonight. You see Mika spinning off there in the background. Right, so we have a minute left to go. Jason Underwood still in pole position from Mika Abrams. 0.033 between them, as we see Sean Webber now in 4th place, coming around for a lap, losing it there. I presume that's going to be the end of his qualifying, so hopefully he doesn't get pipped, but at the best at the moment will be 4th place for him. Rian van der Westhuizen is currently in 7th place. Can Chris improve? Not by his first sector, by the looks of things. He's almost 5/10ths off in the first sector. He would have to be pretty epic in the final, in the middle sector, if he was to improve. But let's see as he comes across the beam for sector 2 shortly. Guess we won't be seeing that. Sean Johnson getting his personal best of a 2:30 there, jumping up to 12th place in the standings, and just being pipped down to 13th now by someone. So I guess that's it, apart from the guys that might still be coming across the line to finish a lap. As we see Herman Nivert there. Personal best in sector 1, but a slower middle sector. But he might still improve. Let's see if he pops up the times at all from 14th and a 6.1, and he does up to 13th, going about half a second faster than Sean Johnson. So Sean Johnson now pushed down to 14th place. So our current qualifying is Jason Underwood in pole from Mika Abrams from Chris Collison. As you see Harvey Goes coming across here, let's just have a quick look at, if I can get this up here, and our schedule. So this will be round 2 coming to you from Road America, as I said, in Wisconsin. Then we'll have round 3 from Croft, round 4 from Lime Rock Park, round 5 from Laguna Seca, round 6 from the Red Bull Ring in Austria, round 7 from Tor Poznan, which is in Poland, and round 8 will be from Suzuka West, of course, in Japan. Alright, so let's head off to an ad break and we'll be back shortly. Alright, welcome back everyone. So we are back for the race itself now. As I said, we are at, this is the Sim Experience 2022 BMW M2 CS Racing Cup Season 1 from Road America, which is round 2 of our 8-round championship. So let's have a look at our starting order for the race. In pole position for race 2, we have Jason Underwood from Mika Abrams, from Chris Collison, from Sean Webber. In 5th place, we have Jean-Andre Dupinard. 6th place, Timo Smith. 7th place, Rian van der Westhuizen. And in 8th place, Peter Geldenes. In 9th place, Ross Human. In 10th place, Stanton Augustus. In 11th place, Donnie Stander. In 12th place, Herman Nivert. In 13th place, we have Sean Johnson. In 14th place, Marius van Wyk. 15th place, Andre Hildebrandt. And 16th place, Peter Murray. 17th place, Hilton Nixon. And in 18th place, Harvey Goes. And we've got... yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully they can enjoy the stream, because I won't be able to join it now, unfortunately. And depending who it is, they are welcome to join me in the YouTube comments. Sorry, in the stream comments. Commentary. Get it right eventually. I'm not sure if it's my internet that's playing up, but it looks like, and apologies again for it, but it looks like my stream is going up and down, up and down, up and down. So I'm not sure what the case is with my internet tonight, but hopefully it hangs in there and you can at least get to see a decent race in between all the stutters. Right, so everyone warming up their tyres at the moment. Looks like the stream is picking up again. Should come right shortly. Current championship leader is Mika Abrams on 51 points from Sean Webber on 40 points, Timo Smith on 35, Ross Human on 32, Jean-Louis Dupinot in 5th on 30, Sean Johnson in 6th on 28, Chris Collison in 7th on 26, Jason Underwood in 8th on 25, Marius van Dijk in 9th on 22, and Harvey Goos in 10th on 20 points. Go to the start, I'm going to put the banner up instead of the tower for our driver names and that, so we don't have anything interfering with what we are seeing. Perhaps I'll put the driver box up as well, that's fine. Right, as the drivers are now slowly prepping themselves, getting up to their grid slots. A strange thing I noticed every time I look at my YouTube, I open up that particular browser, which is a different browser to what I run the other stuff on. It seems to have a problem with the connection. I'm going to try not opening it and see if it helps. Right, as we're looking down, that awesome skin of Mick is there. Playing with their throttle already, revving, waiting for the timer. I guess there's some drivers that haven't yet quite taken up their slot on the grid. As soon as everyone takes up their slot on the grid, there will be a countdown timer, which I believe is 5 seconds. So I'm not sure if there's a driver somewhere that's not in place. Alright, the timer going. Alright, we're off. Mika getting a good start there. Looks like he's not dragging Jason, but Jason will have the inside line as long as he can keep it alongside there. Looks like Mika might just have enough. Although it looks like he's giving Jason the squeeze. But Jason's sticking up the inside there. He can go too wide here. Jason pushing Mika right off there. Ooh, a bit of impact in the background there. Looked like it was Donnie stunned there, I'm not sure else. Jason and Mika going side by side there. A little bit of contact there. One going left, one going right, but they're managing to come back on track pretty much right. And now Chris right up behind them, as well as I believe Sean Webber. Ren van der Veste is also coming in there. What are we seeing in the background? Contact in the background there. Harvey Goos and Peter Maria, I think. So unfortunately some of the guys having a bad first lap. They'll probably have to pit and do some repairs. The race is quite long, so it's often worthwhile doing your repairs and carrying on, and hopefully you can gain some decent points. Right, so Jason's still out ahead of Mika Abrams with Chris Collison right behind, so nice back of three. Mika running slightly wide there, he's going to lose a bit of momentum here. As we see Sean running wide in the background as well. Look like Peter Keldernes now at the inside of Sean Webber in the background. So Ren van der Veste is having a solid start at the moment in 4th place with Timo Smith right behind him. Defending as hard as he can from Timo. Timo's also got a lot of pace in him, so the two of them are having a good battle there at the moment. Forward here with Chris having a look at Mika. And he doesn't have enough there to go up the inside. Mika running slightly wide, getting a bit wide. Too much wheelie, getting the car sideways, but Chris not able to take advantage of that. So all the while, Jason's pulling out slowly as long as he doesn't burn his tyres out. So Mika's maybe going a bit slower at this stage, preserving tyres. We'll see as the race unfolds what happens. All kinds of action happening throughout the field. If you go on board with Timo, putting up alongside Rian van der Vestes, and he's going to have the inside line here. I believe that Rian's going to lose the place here. I believe he's now passed. No, he's actually side by side. Two of them going through here side by side. Can they make it? Oh, they can. Just. Camera unfortunately changing as that happens, as we see Ross losing it out of the final turn. Just too much sand on the tyres, and that's it, gone around. So Ross currently in 18th place. I'm gathering that Ross was caught up at one of the start incidents. I see also heading into the pits. In racing, one of the strongest things to do is just never give up. You never know what will happen, so no matter how bad your race is, always just hang in there. Championships are won by those bad days and how much you score on the bad days. So Peter Feldener is getting quite sideways there. Currently behind Sean Webber. So Sean Webber's managed to get back past him. So as we're back at the front, you're looking at Chris still behind Mika Abrams. Mika Abrams still behind Jason. And Timo Smit now. It looks like he might be closing in slightly with Jean-Andre now. Trailing the back of Timo. So it looks like Rian van der Westhuizen has lost another place. But Rian van der Westhuizen is still in it. And he has Sean Webber hot on his heels as well. Donnie Steiner still in the pits, as is Ross Human. Quite a long pit stop for Donnie, a 1 minute 2 second pit stop there. Overall 1 minute 37 in the pits, so 1 minute 16 for Ross in the pits. Those are very long pits, but they'll come out probably just ahead of the leader. So they might be getting blue flags fairly soon if they're not already. So all kinds of action happening. On board with Sean Webber, you're looking at Rian van der Westhuizen. I don't know that he's going to get enough momentum. He's in the slipstream, pulling out. It's very close. Close as you like it. I believe he might have this. But Rian's around the outside slightly faster. Is he going to keep it there? Looks like he's running a bit too wide. Sean giving him some room at least. Peter Feldener is sticking his nose in there now, so Rian and Peter having a bit of a swap around there as well. Peter Feldener is in one of my favourite skins, that BP skin. I really love that retro skin. Throwback to the old South African motorsport days. I see Rian losing it, running too deep there. Hopefully he doesn't spin the car and damage the car. Alright, so Rian coming back on track now. I believe that's Hammer that just went past. Right, so let's see what's happening. As Mick is attacking Jason at the moment. Chris is still there, but the gap has grown slightly. Where is Timo? Timo is actually falling back slightly. I was expecting Timo to be a bit more on the charge. And Jean-Andre pretty close to Timo, so perhaps the fight there between them is for 4th place, not for 3rd place. We'll see as the race unfolds there. Still 23 minutes left to go, so the race is still young. With the tyre wear as it comes along, some of the drivers definitely prefer it than at the previous round. Sean Webber seemed to prefer the car when the tyres were warm, and the way the car rotated just suited his driving better. You see Peter Murray now in the pits. 1 minute 2 second pit stop for Peter. So he's now been passed by Donnie Stander, and I'm sure he'll be passed in a moment by Ross Human as well. Ross Human will be coming down the pit straight with a full momentum as the leaders are now coming down the pit straight. So Harvey Coast having a good race so far in 9th place. Let's have a look at Harvey. Oh, as I said that we were busy seeing a bit of swapping going on here. Let's go back here. So Mika trying around the outside, but Jason's got the line. He can pick his nose ahead, make a slightly straighter line. Mika trying to do the cutback, but Jason doing everything he can to defend, making his car as wide as possible. Mika getting a little bit on the grass, losing a slight bit of momentum, but not too much. He's still in the slipstream. He might still be able to hang in there and make a move at the end of the straight. Looks like the slipstream's now sort of neutralized everything. Yep, Jason's going to have to go defensive. Mika's looking. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Nice little bit of drifting on Mika as well. Now Chris coming into the play as well. So as they're fighting amongst themselves, it's bringing Chris into play. Whether that's by design or not, we don't know. Could be some team tactics there by Jason to help bring his teammate into play and try and get Mika possibly a 3rd place rather than a 1st or a 2nd. At least Mika's having a good fight this race. He hasn't had a fight like this in a while. So a nice solid battle here for first at the moment with the top 3 there, and Timo Spit not too far behind Jandre in the picture, as well as I believe Sean Webber behind him. And Peter Caldenas is now up to 7th, and Stanton Augustus is in 8th. Harvey Coast is 9th. I see Rian van der Westhuizen has dropped down to 10th after that mistake he made in the braking zone. Herman Nivot is in 11th. Sean Johnson has worked his way up to 12th place. Hilton Nixon, his first race with us and having an incident at the start, he's managed to work his way up to 14th, so solid points at the moment. Horace van Beek in 15th, Donnie Thunder in 16th after his incidents, Ross Human in 17th, Peter Murray in 18th. So Mika having a look again. On board with Mickey here. Let's have a look as he sticks his nose up the inside. There's Jason covering him, he's trying. We have a back marker coming into play as well, I'm not sure who that is. I believe that will be Peter Murray. Oh dear, we have our first DNF in Ross Human. I guess things didn't quite go to play. Or to plan. So while we see the battle here for first is butting up, Peter Murray now coming into play. The drivers are going to try and go around him. And let's see if he's going to slot in quite nicely there between 3rd and 4th. So Peter doing his best to stay out of the way of everyone, so Peter. Let's have a look at Peter Gelderhuis. I'm not sure where, we haven't seen much of him. Bit of a lonely spot at the moment in 7th, quite a gap behind him to 8th. 8th place of Stanton Augustus. Back to Chris here. Let's see if Chris can get a bit of momentum here onto Mika. And all 3 of the top 3 running wide there. Chris all over the back of Mika. Mika having to defend. Chris going up the inside. No. Mika running slightly wide, so Chris might get the spot now. Yes, Chris now has 2nd place and Mika down to 3rd. And Chris selling a dummy there to Mika. Mika fell for it. Outbraked himself as a result of that. Oh, losing the rears, lock up slightly there. Now Timo coming into play as well. Can Timo pounce at it looks like a wounded Mika at the moment, or can Mika regain himself? There's still half the race left to go. This is just what Jason needs. See Sean Johnson on the back of Ham and Nivot at the moment. So Ross Human might have got a DNF, but his skin is still in play at the moment in the form of Ham and Nivot. Sean Johnson having a good look here. Looking at the back. Can he get a good drive here? So Sean Johnson had a good result at the previous round thanks to all the other incidents, but struggling a bit at this round. I think that different layouts of the different tracks, car characteristics will suit the drivers differently, which ones use traction control, which ones don't. Of course, these cars are 3-litre V6s with traction control and ABS built in. You see Mick having a look up the inside of Chris here, going over the inside curb, forcing the move. Alright, can you now see the cars bouncing over the curves, everyone getting quite aggressive there. It looks like Chris lost a bit of momentum and our Timo's all over the back of him. Now Mick is running slightly wide, so it looks like Mick is slightly rattled. He's going to need to calm himself down and gather himself. He's got the speed, but it's easier said than done when you've got a car right behind you. No, you just don't get it quite perfect, and these cars are so close, and with the long straights and the toe, it definitely is a thought you have to worry about, the guy getting in the slipstream and sticking up the inside. Right, well, we see the same again in the background. We see Jean-Andre now running slightly wide. I believe Sean Webber following. So Chris now having to defend from Timo. Sean Webber up the inside of Jean-Andre. Nice move there by Sean. So is it the same as the previous round? Sean coming good as the tyres wear. With a yellow flag in sector 2, not too sure who that's from. Just realized that the driver that we lost was Hilke. I don't see Hilke in the race. So I'm going to assume that something happened with Hilke's connection again. Chris losing a bit of ground, having to defend from Timo. Maybe Timo is also starting to come strong as the race progresses. I believe Sean Webber is going to be a bit too far back. Half the race gone, 8 seconds behind. Jason currently has a 3-second gap on Mikko. If Mikko defending, he's dropped down to 3 seconds behind. Well, that's quite a lot to catch up, but I think he's probably got some pace in him over Jason. Looked like he had a fraction in the early stages of the race. But we'll see as the race progresses how that all unfolds. Sean Johnson now in the pits. I'm not sure what happened with Sean Johnson. But that means that Andre Hildebrand is now up into 12th place. That's someone we haven't really seen much of in this round either, Andre Hildebrand. We see Jean-Andre looking at the back of Sean Webber at the moment. Jean-Andre getting a nice little bit of slide on there, getting a bit of a wiggle on. These cars definitely like a little bit of slide. A little bit of slide just helps get the rotation and you can actually get on the power a bit earlier. So speaking of Andre Hildebrand, so a good battle at the moment. But quite a nice battle for second, third and fourth at the moment. Mikko running extremely wide there, almost into the barrier. I think trying his best to make a break, and then as a result making a few mistakes. So the gap between Jason and Mikko is still sitting at 3 seconds. I think that will update as we go across the line, as we see Hilton currently in the pits at the moment. It looks like he's just doing well, he hasn't stopped on his pit box because the pit box timer hasn't started. No, it looks like he's gone past his pit box timer. Guess not quite knowing where his pit box is. Timo still right behind Chris Collison at the moment, and Chris right behind Mika. Mika's just keeping these guys in play, making the mistakes, just allowing them just to stay close enough. And meanwhile, the gap to Jason slowly increasing. It's now 3.3. Let's have a look at what's happening further down as we see Donnie Stunder here with his recovery drive. Got Sean Johnson right behind him there. And Marius van Wyk with his brightly coloured car heading for the pits as well. Not sure if he's sustained any damage, or perhaps he's running out of fuel, or perhaps he's got tyre issues. Timo looking like he's got a bit of speed on him, but struggling to get past Chris. One thing catching, another thing passing, as they say. But Timo definitely got a bit of momentum there. Of course, this is going to slow Chris down, which is going to allow Mika to make a break. Timo also had a bad start of the previous round, having to start from the pits and then getting a penalty because he exited the pits while it was still red. Still managing to get a third place. Coming good in this race as well, currently in fourth place, challenging for third. Good slipstream here, getting right up behind Chris. It's going to make Chris take the inside the title line. Which unfortunately in turn 1 you can then straighten it up and push the other driver wide because there is a bit of runoff there. So, oh, Chris losing it there, unfortunately taking Mika out. That's allowed Timo to get through. So with 10 minutes remaining, we have an incident involving second and third place driver. I think looked like Chris just tried to defend from Timo and braked a fraction too late, and unfortunately collected Mika there. So Jean-Andre Dupinard has now inherited third place with Sean Webber right behind him in fourth place. Sean Webber, of course, got a solid second place at the previous round. Peter Murray now driving there with Morris and just losing it one way, then 10th place again, as he was in the previous round. Rian van der Veste is now 11th place, Donnie Stunder is now up to 12th place, Sean Johnson now 13th. Sean Webber and Jean-Andre having a little bit of a side-by-side moment into turn 1. Right, so lots of action happening. Mika now sitting behind Sean there. Looks like he's catching slowly. Not as fast as I would have thought, so I guess the pace in front of them is still pretty hot. It's Mika's going to be a bit careful as he catches up to these two battling and he doesn't get caught up in this battle as well. So So Sean Webber currently driving under the Sim Experience banner. Unfortunately, he's got my skin. We haven't yet released his skin. You see Mika behind him getting all sideways and almost spinning, but managing to keep it together. I'm sure his heart was in his mouth there. So Jason at the moment with a 5.7 second gap to Timo Smith and a 10 second, almost 11 second gap to Jean-de Duppenau. Sean Webber really challenging Jean-de as hard as he can here. Will Jean-de get his first podium in the BMW Cup? Well, Sean had a podium in the previous round with the second place. And Timo in second place now had a podium with a third place. Jason never did because he had a problem with his car and the fuel. And Sean now taking third around the outside. Jean-de fighting him as hard as he can. Jean-de saying, no, not today, you don't. Good defending there and good driving by both of them actually. Mika just watching nicely from his point of view, seeing all the action. Sean now going around to the outside again. Let's try and watch this from Mika's point of view, see if we can get a decent shot from here. Camera wants to follow this. Sean going around the outside, will he be able to stick it there? It looks like he's got the momentum and Jean-de might have a better run actually. Still side by side. Jean-de I think is going to have the better line into turn 2 as he does. Sean's going to try to do the cutback. Can he get enough momentum? And Mika's now going to come into the play around the outside by the looks of things. Now this is where it could get dangerous for Mika. He could get involved in an incident here. These two fighting, not realizing that Mika's maybe with them. They might move over on him or give him a squeeze or something as we have a back mark coming into play. That was close. Not sure who that was, but they moved out of the way just at the right moment there. I believe it might have been Sean Johnson. Mika having snuck past both of these at the moment. Took advantage of the back marker as they were not too sure where to go. I'm sure these two drivers will be fuming seeing Mika now coming past them. Sean Webber getting a bit sideways there, using a bit of momentum. I see Chris Collison in the background starting to catch in as well. I'm not sure how much damage Chris has after that spin at the turn 1 with Mika. And Mika spun around to correct. They both spun the opposite way. They ended up facing each other. They had a collision, so that might have given them some more damage. You see Mika running wide again. Looking at the meter in the stream here, looks like the stream is not good at the moment. It's going red and green, red, green, red. So I'm not sure if there's an issue with the internet in my area. But on my side, everything seems to be running fine, PC wise. And Sean Webber looks like he might have the job done. Ooh, that's close. Wouldn't want to be an ant on the bumper of Sean's car there. He would have been squashed for sure. You see Chris Collison in the background with Peter Geldernees right behind coming into play. So Peter Geldernees coming good towards the end of the race as well. So maybe Peter can steal a few more points from them as well. Also Peter is showing good pace at the last round, just having a little bit of bad luck. Getting reassociated with rFactor 2 and all the penalties that you can get. Not sure where Stephen Castellan is this round. I know last round he had a lot of bad fortune, but missing Stephen in this round, so hopefully we see you back sometime soon. I know you didn't like all the contact that you unfortunately got, but hopefully you come back. Looks like everyone's had a much cleaner race this round, and they start to get the hang of the cars, and the tracks are maybe a bit more easy to drive close quarters to others. Harvey Coast now down to 11th place. Rian van der Westhuizen having got past him now and up to 10th place. Harvey now getting the drive on Rian, making a move on Rian, but running wide into turn 1. I believe that would have given Rian back the place. As you see, Peter Geldenes alone in 7th place. Why is he alone? As Peter made a mistake. He was right with Chris earlier, and he's now about 8 seconds back, so I'm going to assume that he made a mistake, or perhaps there was a bit of contact between them. So Harvey having a move up the inside of Rian again, so two of them having a nice dice back here. Good to see Harvey having a bit of fun in the race as well, fighting hard for 10th place. Harvey actually having a very good race. Just looking at his lap time, his best lap time of a 26.2, so Harvey really enjoying this race at the moment. He suddenly got the pace, so that's fantastic to see. Alright, on board with Stanton here. I haven't seen much of Stanton throughout the race. Behind Hilton, behind Herman. Both sort of newer drivers getting the hang of everything still. Stanton also showing some good pace as he's starting to get the hang of everything. So we're on the final lap. I hadn't even noticed yet. So Jason coming across to take the checkered flag by the looks of things. No fuel issues this round for Jason. So that will be a victory, finally a victory for Jason. Getting one over Mika Abrams, as well as Timo getting in between them as well. Just really needs points wise. See Timo taking 2nd place there. Mika taking 3rd from, I think it was Sean Webber, and 4th and Jean-Andre Dubenard in 5th place. I believe this is Andre Hildebrandt and Sean Johnson fighting for 13th place. It looks like Andre might have had it. Yes, I think he got it around the outside there. Or maybe I got that wrong. Maybe that was Sean getting it over Andre. Or it looks like Andre was lapped. So I think it was Andre, but it was passing the car on a different lap. So I believe that's it. That is the end of the race. So let's have a look at our current session results. So taking the win, Jason Underwood from Timo Smit, from Mika Abrams, from Sean Webber, from Jean-Andre Dupenard, Chris Collison, Peter Geldenes, Stanton Augustus, Herman Nivert, and it hasn't yet shown 10th place, but I believe 10th place will be Rian van der Westhuizen, and he should come across the line fairly soon, but hasn't yet. So I'm going to jump to an ad break, and I'll be back with you shortly with as many of the drivers as I can find. So stay tuned and I'll see you shortly. Alright, welcome back everyone. We're joined in the booth here by Jason Underwood, our race victor, as well as Timo Smith taking a solid second place, and Mika Abrams taking a third place. So let's start with Jason. Jason, it's finally happened. You've got a victory. You've beaten Mika. You had to fight extremely hard for it. So how was it from your side? I mean, you had Chris backing you up as well for most of the race. Yes. Yeah, it looked like, the battle between yourself and Mick had brought Chris into play as well, because Chris at the start seemed to be hanging with you, and then he fell back slightly. But then when you guys started to fight, then he came back into it. And then I think Mika was maybe trying to defend. Mika can let us know. And fell back and ended up being passed. And then they had an issue. And then at some point, I think Timo was coming into play. And it looked like maybe what happened was Chris tried to defend from Timo and actually braked too much and clipped Mika. But we'll find out from Mika later on. But yeah, solid race there, Jason. An absolutely fantastic result. So Timo, solid race again for you this week. Last week you had a unfortunate start incident where you started from the pits, got a penalty, still made your way up to third. Tonight you didn't seem to have the pace in qualifying. You definitely had the pace, but just couldn't do it in qualifying by the looks of it. And started to make your way through the race. Halfway through the race, you looked like you were catching the guys in front of you, but just couldn't get past. So how was it from your side?
Caught him a bit, but I think we all struggled with the left front for grip. But at the end of the day, happy with the second and looking forward to the next one.
I'm going to say sorry. Half of your interview was cut off, and I didn't even get any of Jason. So we'll go over Jason again. But if you could perhaps just give us the brief of the first part of what you had to say there, please.
Yeah, no, cool. Basically, summarize. Something went wrong in quali. I've got no idea. But that was not an issue in the race. So thankfully, I had a bit of luck on my side again. Just like race one. So there was an incident in front of me. Chris and Mika had a bit of a race incident, and then that promoted me, luckily, to second place. Yeah, at the end, I could actually I caught Jason a bit. I think I had a bit of traffic. But at the end of the day, I think most of us struggled the last few laps with the left front grip levels. But yeah, solid race. Happy to be second. So looking forward to the next one. And yeah, if you didn't get it in the previous interview, congrats, Jason, on the win.
Cool. Congratulations again. Then let's go back to you, Jason. If we could start from the top again, since we didn't get any of yours because I had the channel muted.
No problem.
The solid race from your part. Just give it from your point of view.
Yeah, so as I said before, I need to sort my starts out, but at the end of the day, I had to get my elbows out for Mika. I mean, the boy's fast, is extremely fast, and I thought, you know what, not tonight, son. So I made him work hard for it. Started pulling away slightly. I think he was battling with Chris. And then I'm not sure, obviously, what happened. But then I had about a 6-7 second lead, and I thought, well, as Timo said, the front left was taking an absolute hammering. So I just, tried to ease it back home. But yeah, after that it was quite, I wouldn't say easy, but it was plain sailing. But yeah, I'll take the win, with open arms. It's the first one of the season. Hopefully there's more, but it seems like the racing is going to be pretty good and pretty close. So something definitely to look forward to. But well done, Timo, and well done, Mika, for the podium places.
Oh, well done again. Fantastic result, and definitely some tracks coming up I'm sure that you're going to enjoy. I know you were saying how much you like the Laguna Seca track that we have. It's a fantastic rendition of Laguna Seca, so hopefully that'll bring you a good result.
Yeah, Laguna Seca looks good. Very good.
All right, then, Mika, over to you. A third place. It's the first time you've been beaten in a long time. Quite a lot of incidents in your race, from first place to second place to third place to fourth place. So perhaps just give it to us from your point of view. Tell us how you saw everything happening.
I got a very good start. I got a good launch, so I tried to capitalize on it, go around the outside of Jason. We were banging each other a lot, so I got a bit of front damage, which was affecting my car the whole race. But yeah, it was really hard being sandwiched in between Jason and Chris. Lots of pressure, but I tried to deal with it. The damage was just getting worse and worse, and the tires were getting worse, so everything was feeling a bit bad. But at the end of the day, the car was still good, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened. It just looked like Chris didn't brake into T1, and I got sent, and that gave me lots of damage. But made a good comeback, still got a podium place, and I believe I'm still in the lead of the championship, so just have to protect that.
Yes, I think you are.
Huge congrats to Timo and Jason. Jason drove a perfect race, led from start to finish, so congrats to him.
Yeah, that incident into turn one, I think it was just him making a mistake and he couldn't avoid you. It looked quite funny though, also from my point of view, when the two of you decided to spin and get each other back facing the right way. You both spun the opposite way and ended up hitting each other. That was quite funny to see, and I think that also caused a lot of extra damage for both of you.
Yeah, I kind of used him to make me go straight a bit because I was losing so much time, so I didn't know what to do. And then thankfully, Sean and Jandre were fighting up in front, and then there was a back marker, and then I went down inside of all three, which absolutely killed me inside. But yeah, it was a good race overall. Unfortunate about the things that happened, but we'll come back stronger.
Yeah, you've at least got your starts dialed in because you definitely know how to get these cars off the line better than what Jason does. Jason seems to be struggling and you seem to be getting it perfect every time.
Yeah, it's just been practicing starts over and over again, and it's been working, thankfully.
All right, then let's just go back to Jason. Jason, any shout outs from your side?
Well, first of all, just I've got that bug off my shoulder now. I got the first win, so happy about that. Because obviously my teammate once again played a massive part in the first 6-7 laps. And yeah, to obviously everybody that supported and to the whole grid itself. I thought the back markers were pretty good. And yeah, it was just good racing and looking forward to the next one. And thanks again to you, Dennis, for hosting us.
Always a pleasure and congratulations again. And Timo, any shout outs from your side?
Yeah, just basically thanks for hosting. Some experience SA. It's been an awesome event again. Looking forward to the next few races.
Right.
Thanks.
Pleasure, thanks. And Mika, any shout outs from your side?
Yeah, it's some experience for hosting an amazing event, and to all my competitors and my parents.
Yeah, thanks to your mom who's always in the comments as well. So I didn't get to read the comments. I was having a bit of problems with the stream earlier, and it seemed every time I went to the YouTube comments to read it, it slowed the stream down for some reason. So I just stopped looking at the comments. So I'll look into that, but apologies if I didn't reply to anything she was saying.
No worries.
But all right, then I'm going to head off to the other part of the channel and finish up here. But thanks to you guys, and I'll catch you all in the next round.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, and there we have it, everyone. And that's the conclusion of our round 2 from Road America. Mika Abrams has finally been beaten solidly and fairly by Jason. They outraced, certainly. Jason's teammate playing a solid role there, playing good defense, helping put Mika in a place where he wasn't used to, bringing in Timo into play as well. So that made it for an interesting result. So finally we have a bit of a turnaround in the results. Unfortunately for the others, Mika is still in the lead. He's still the man to beat. So we will catch you all from Croft next week to see if Mika is going to be on par there as well. I'm pretty sure he will be. That'll be a fantastic round. That's going to be a lot tighter as well. I'm sure that's going to be a bit more like round 1 was with collisions and things. So hopefully the guys have learned from this. It looked like there was much better driving going on here. The guys, obviously the track is different. The guys are more used to the cars. So yeah, much cleaner racing tonight. Great to see. Even throughout the field, as I was looking at the times towards the end there, I had to sort of double check. Harvey Goos had a time which was basically just over a second off the fastest time. So it just shows you how much more competitive things are becoming in the series. Harvey's doing really good, starting to get to grips with things. Obviously, Donnie helped him out with his pedals tonight, so that maybe has played a big part as well. But what a difference it can make. And it just shows that the guys here are very, very competitive once they get to grips with it. So hopefully we will see a nice, strong, solid round next week. Still not sure what happened to Hilke. We'll hopefully fix that problem. I know you had an issue that I tried to sort out. And apologies again for the stream. I'm not too sure why it was a problem earlier. It seems fine at the moment. But I will look into that as well. But otherwise, I will catch you all next week for round 3 from Croft, proudly brought to you from or by Alwin Automotive Glass and Aluminium. So thanks again to Alwin for everything they do for us all the sponsorship they've given us and how they've made this possible. And thank you to everyone that's watched. So thank you. You also make this possible. And if you enjoyed what you watched, remember to like and subscribe, and we will catch you all next week.